And good morning, everyone. This is Mike Montefusco with the National Weather Service office here in Wakefield, Virginia. This is our Thursday weekly weather briefing for the week of November 7th through the 13th of 2024. We'll start talking about the latest weather highlights for the region. We are looking for a couple of showers, mainly later this afternoon into this evening, as a cold front drops through the region. There might even be a thunderstorm or two as that front drops on through the region. Some drier weather does then follow for Friday on into the day on Saturday. Generally cooler temperatures next couple of days before a stronger cold front pushes through late Friday night with some northerly winds then persisting into the day on Saturday. Another front then follows as we get into the weekend, so gradually just kind of additional shots of cooler air pushing into the region. And we actually do have some better rainfall chances that will be possible as that front drops on through for Sunday into Monday. And we'll keep an eye on that as we go forward here with the briefing. We do want to also talk about some severe drought. D2 drought has been extended into the northern neck of eastern Virginia and into the northern, into portions of the eastern shore of Maryland. Moderate drought has moved into northern and central portions of Virginia. The entire Commonwealth of Virginia is at least in an abnormally dry setting, D0. So we'll talk about that in the slides to come. And then lastly, with the marine weather, several periods of elevated winds with that front that'll be dropping through the region today. And then with the additional fronts over the next couple of days, the stronger of the fronts coming through will likely bring some small craft advisories as we get into Friday night and Saturday. And we'll talk about that as we move forward here. So let's look at the weekly weather pattern as we get into the late week period on into the weekend and into early next week. And again, that front will drop on through today with, again, some lighter showers possible. Rainfall amounts will be rather light as they drop through. Perhaps if you get under one of those heavier showers or thunderstorms, you might get lucky and get some additional rainfall with that. But right now, looks like rainfall totals will be generally light on the order of perhaps up to a tenth of an inch or so across the region later this afternoon into this evening. High pressure then briefly builds in over the day tomorrow into tomorrow night time frame. And then with that second front dropping through, some additional cooler air drops in tomorrow night on into Saturday. Better chance of rainfall with that next front as we get into Sunday night, Monday time frame. We'll talk about that with the slides to come here. And then another chance for some clearing out as we get into the middle portions of next week. This is through Sunday morning rainfall. So this is a couple of events in here. Generally just a tenth to perhaps up to two tenths of an inch, up to a quarter of an inch, potentially in some spots that get under the heavier showers or storms. Again, for the most part, any rainfall that occurs today will be on the light side. So don't expect a whole lot with these showers that come through today, unfortunately. This graphic will not include the Sunday evening into Monday event. We'll talk about that as we get on into the weekend through our social media channels as well. Now, this does get into that period, that Sunday through Tuesday timeframe here. So perhaps some additional rainfall, which would be well needed, obviously, across the western portions of the Commonwealth on into along the coastal plain potentially as you get into Sunday night into Monday. Again, better chances across the western portions of the Commonwealth and northern portions of our local area. And total precipitation through next Thursday, again, heavier totals across the northwestern portions of the area, lighter totals along the southeastern portions and the coastal areas. And as the regional forecast summary would detail here, mild today, again, getting very close to a couple of record high temperatures. We're going to keep an eye on that for here today. Then a little bit on the warmer side tomorrow, albeit a couple degrees cooler for tomorrow, with cooler weather to follow behind those series of fronts that drops across the region over the weekend into early next week. Rain chances, again, kind of spotty showers, perhaps a thunderstorm today. Into late this evening and early Friday. Better chances Sunday night into Monday morning with that next front that drops through late in the weekend into early next week. Marine wind potential, again, you're going to be looking at the potential for some small craft advisory conditions with the front after this one coming tomorrow night into Saturday morning. So again, some marine wind gusts with that, some pretty good gusts potentially. Strong small craft looks like a good bet as that front drops on through. And then just a series of, again, with those fronts dropping through, you'll have some small craft advisory conditions possible Friday night into Saturday. And then again, as we get into Sunday night into Monday with that following front for late in the weekend. Maximum gusts generally will be getting into the lower 30s to around 35 knots potentially with that front as you get into Sunday afternoon, evening time frame. And again, with that first front tomorrow evening as well. The marine forecast summary kind of shows that detail fairly well with the potential for some stronger gusts with this first front here tomorrow night into Saturday morning, then a little bit of a lull on onshore flow ahead of that next front, which drops across Sunday into Monday with another period of winds potentially as you get into Sunday, Monday timeframe. And now about the drought, a couple words about the drought here. This is the brand new drought monitor graphic. Again, you can see the D2 severe drought has been added to the northern neck over to the eastern shore of Maryland and Virginia, portions of the Virginia eastern shore as well, with D1 across a lot of eastern Virginia from basically the Richmond metro area on eastward for the D1 moderate drought outlook. And then in northeast North Carolina, basically along and east of the Chewan River here, you can see added into that D1 moderate drought. The remainder of the area, basically the Richmond metro area, I-95 corridor on to the west is in that abnormally dry D0. They did get a little bit of rain over the past couple of weeks, but again, not much. But that does kind of show why the intensity is a little bit lower in the western portions of the area. Commonwealth-wide, and take a look at the regional outlook. Again, not really news to say we've been very dry over the past 30 days. Some areas have been completely dry over the past 30 days. So unfortunately, no significant rainfall over the next few days, apart from a couple of showers later on today. We are looking at the potential that we could get into some showers as we get into Sunday night, Monday. But again, at this point, that is all it is right now. It's just potential. So we are going to have to keep an eye on that and watch that potential develop, hopefully, and we can get some rain in here. But looking at the stream flows across much of northern and central Virginia, quite low, much below in a lot of cases, even back into the foothills here, seeing some cases back there, and on the eastern shore, low to much below stream flow conditions over that area. So again, not saying anything that we're not aware of at this point with respect to the ongoing drought, but we are going to keep an eye on this and keep you apprised of the latest from the drought monitor. Looking ahead to that next week forecast, unfortunately, not a lot in terms of heavy rainfall, drought-busting rainfall on the horizon. Potentially getting into some showers as we get into late into the weekend, early next week, near to perhaps below normal precipitation chances look to persist. Far western portions near to above. But as you get into the temperature outlook, we are generally going to be above normal, favored as you get into the next week or so. And the normal temperatures here are here on the right. Once again, those weather highlights for you. Getting into a couple of showers later on today and tonight, perhaps a thunderstorm or two that moves on through. Some generally scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms will be the general rule across the region today and tonight. Drier weather then follows through Saturday. A stronger front crosses with that weather tomorrow night into Saturday morning, and then another front crosses late in the weekend, which could bring some rainfall to the region, which would be much needed if we can get that rainfall in here. But that severe drought has expanded into the northern neck with moderate drought over much of the remainder of the area into central Virginia. Marine weather conditions, again, small craft advisories are likely to be needed tomorrow night into Saturday, and then likely again later Sunday night into Monday. That's what we have for our weekly briefing. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Otherwise, thank you for dialing in and participating, and have a great week.